Hey y'all, it's Charlie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be doing a video on reasons why you should not join the Air Force. Now, these are all my personal opinion. Some of these are general things that I think you should know, and some of these are things that you should really look inside yourself to see if you think that you could deal with. With that being said, let's hop into the video. These are in no particular order. When I say the numbers, it's just the number in which I wrote them down. So number one on my list of reasons why you should not join the Air Force is sometimes you can feel a little unappreciated and undervalued. That sounds bad, but honestly it's the truth. I mean, you can feel that way in any job, any career at all. But in the military, sometimes you just feel like when you're always putting the needs of the Air Force above your own, you feel like kind of just a number, if that makes sense. Like, your patch that says U.S. Air Force means way more than the patch that says your last name, and that's in every branch, probably in every job ever. And that's just something that I think the Air Force is working on. People say that we're really emotional and stuff. This will always be my favorite meme, but I don't know. Sometimes you can feel that way, and the Air Force is huge, and you're putting, like, you answer the nation's call. This is something that you're signing up for. So if you don't feel like that's something that you can handle or deal with, you probably shouldn't join the Air Force. Not saying that that's always going to happen and that's a guaranteed feeling. It's just, this is just something that I thought about when I was making this list. It's possible. Since that one was a little sad, I guess I'm going to put in a little happier one. You should not join the Air Force if you don't want to deal with the Chair Force jokes. They're coming. Everyone has good jokes about the Air Force. Insert one here. You're just gonna have to get used to it. Honestly. You're honestly just gonna have to get used to it and learn to laugh it off. Okay, back to the actual list. You may not get the base that you want, so do not join the Air Force if you think, oh, I really want to go to Tokyo. It is Tokyo, right? I know it's in Japan, but do not join the military just because you want to get a specific duty station, because there's very likely that you will not get it. Do not join the military if you only want one specific AFSC. Honestly, it depends. I know you can put it on your dream sheet and everything, and you can make sure that you get the right ASVAB score to get it, but if that base doesn't need it, or if it's just not, like, the needs of the Air Force, like I said, are above your needs and your wants, and that's just how it is. So if you only want one specific job, yes, you can go for it, but keep in mind that it's possible that you won't get it. So definitely have some backups and just be open-minded about it. Deployments. Do not join the Air Force if you do not want to deploy. It's possible. We're in the military. That's kind of what we're here for. I remember in basic training, there was one girl in my flight. She raised her hand and said, what if we don't want to deploy? And we all just kind of got quiet because we're like, what? And then there's one guy in brother flight said,
then why are you here?
honestly, I mean, everybody doesn't want to deploy, but you have to understand that it's a possibility. If you 100% do not want to, you should probably just not join. You can go your whole career and not deploy. I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but it's a huge possibility. Kind of on the same street as deployments, you are or you can be away from your family and friends, especially if you are active duty, and especially if you are not married to your significant other. But just keeping it broad with family and friends, you get moved all over the place. Sometimes you get to choose, sometimes you don't, and sometimes your family can go with you and sometimes they can't, especially on like deployments or anything like that. You just have to understand that you can be away from your family and friends, and it will suck for some people. Some people probably won't mind it, but you just have to think about that before you decide to join. You should not join the military if you're not adaptable, if you're not a palm tree, if you do not know how to roll with the punches. Because one thing I learned while I was in basic training is that while everything was structured and organized, there are definitely points where I'm thinking, these people don't know what they're doing. Especially right now, we are still in a pandemic, whether people want to recognize that or not. There's so many changes. I learned in basic training this phrase that was, we're building the plane as we fly it, that sounds dangerous. That is just something that you have to learn. You have to learn to adapt. You can be sent somewhere. You could get your job changed. You can get your office changed within your job. There's so many different things. So many different things that could change while you're in the military. So you have to be adaptable. If you're not used to change, if you don't like working in environments that sometimes will switch up, you probably should not join. The next one I have is, you shouldn't join if you have a problem with rank over age. Now, I think it's really, really interesting when I am ranked higher than someone who's a lot older than me. I don't have that many stripes, so it doesn't happen that often. But whenever it does, and I'm like giving briefings and everything, it's just really weird. And also when I'm giving briefings to people who are way ranked over me, it's kind of weird too, because I'm kind of like telling them what to do all day. Wish you would think I would enjoy, but I really don't, because it's like, it's stressful. But at any rate, rank over age. If they're ranked higher than you, you have to show them respect. You should show everyone respect, because that's the golden rule. But sometimes it's just, people have a problem with the whole rank over age thing. It's all about your rank, it's all about your chain of command, and nothing else matters. And the last and final reason why you should not join the Air Force is you can't just quit. You can't just wake up one day and decide, I don't want to do this anymore. There's certain ways you can get around it, but you're still technically going to be in. You can make a really dumb decision and get yourself discharged, like hurt yourself medically or go crazy, or like there's a lot of dumb ways you can get yourself kicked out if you really want that. If you want that on you, a dishonorable discharge does not look good, I promise you. Don't put that on any job application. And as a reservist, I have considered going IRR, which is on the screen because I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head, which I probably should because I'm personnel and they do that in my office, just not in my section. But it just means that though you're getting out, you don't have to go to UTAs or drills or anything like that, you are still in the military, and the military does still own you. And if something pops off, you coming back. So there's ways to get around it, but you can't just completely get out whenever you want to. You can't just put in a 2-week notice at this job. That's not how it works. But you guys, that is the end of this video. That is all my reasons, my personal reasons why I think that you should not join the Air Force. I'm sure I have a lot more, but I'm trying to be a more positive person. If you'd like to chat, just leave a comment in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a blessed day.